Welcome to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. We are live on Twitch and YouTube, and you can join us every morning. We broadcast from right around 10:30, 11 o'clock until 3, and just search at Tom and Dan Live on YouTube, at Tom and Dan Live on Twitch, and you can watch the video component of what we do.
Yeah, you could also just listen to the audio only on both platforms.
And it's all live. Like, you could be riding down the road just listening to us live, just like a radio station. No need for radio stations. You don't need them anymore.
Except for when you're listening live, you also hear when we go on breaks, and then you hear like the behind the scenes
farting and burping.
Yeah. So a lot of times with
the
me
door open.
sitting silently.
That's okay. I'm not going to villainize you for doing that, dude. Everybody's got a different style. I would argue, as a chirper, that sitting silently is less embarrassing than chirping your balls off like I do. I can't sit still. I'm talking like a monkey.
Well, that's better when you're broadcasting something instead of just sitting here
but
doing nothing.
Well, you weren't broadcasting. You were doing work.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, no, when you leave the room, I'll just sit here silently.
That's
we're live on Twitch.
Yeah, that is a problem. But people do like to see that. But if you'd like to see Tom sit silently, hey, at Tom and Dan Live.
So I heard you working on a new Weird Job song this morning.
I mean, this one you kind of have to do, I feel like, because it's the biggest news story in the entertainment world. Today is gonna be the day that I quit my weird-ass job. By now, you should have somehow realized I'm a big fat slob. I don't believe that anybody likes the weird-ass job if they're a slob. It's just more of the same. You know what you're getting. Fat slob, you're working at your job, now the fire in your heart is out. You'd like to try another job, but the skills that you have, you doubt. I don't believe that anybody likes the weird-ass job if they're a slob. And all the jobs we work are made for fat slobs. And all the slobs that work them hate their weird jobs. There are many jobs that I would like to try and work, but I don't know how. Because maybe I'll see you on a Weird Job Wednesday. What is your job? You're my big fat slob.
All right. Some Oasis. Oh. Oh, what was that at the end?
You know they do that drum break, doom, doom, and he goes back, and then he comes back in, and he's like blah 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 blah. They do that little drum thing. It's their way as being unfunky Brits of being. Oh, hold on a second, we have a little junk in the trunk. Let's put a little junk in the trunk. Let's do a little a boom boom, a boogie boogie boom. Anyway, there you go. It's Oasis.
On the line with us, Americus. How you doing, Americus?
Hey, you said it wrong.
Oh.
You said Americus, like he's an America Vespucci who discovered him. It's Americus.
What's going on, guys? How you doing?
That's what I said.
You said Americus, like Amerigo Vespucci, the real person who discovered America and Italy's favorite hero.
Oh, how do you say it, Americus?
It's Americus.
Americus,
like that's what I said.
No, you said Americus, like you're a patriot. I know where this guy's head's been. He's been reading the news all morning.
That's how I talk.
Yeah.
Americus.
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 Ahmed Spa.
Americus?
Americus.
There you go.
There you go. He got it. Hey, what is your weird job?
I work in loss prevention, so basically I'm trying to catch shoplifters all day.
Yeah! Oh, man. I always wanted this. This is one of my dream jobs. Like, seriously, because I always thought, like, I don't know. I always thought that okay, I'm just going to be real. This got serious. I always thought, for some reason, that I would be doing loss prevention in, like, an Old Navy or, like, a Target,
and then all the cashiers would be horny for me because I protected the store. I'm serious. This is what I thought. This is what I thought as a young man.
Do you know how retail workers...
No, I do not. I don't know how it works. I've never worked retail, dude.
They hate the company they work for.
I know they do.
And they hate their job.
I'm not telling you that it was real. I'm telling you what I thought. I thought it had sort of a romanticized Old West vibe where, like, I'm the cowboy sheriff protecting the Old Navy, and all the cashiers would be like, oh, my God, get him! Americus, and I'm running after him, shooting him with my taser. Is it anything like what I'm romanticizing and describing?
Well, nobody's trying to get with me, but at the same time, they are kind of fascinated when they see me going after somebody. And, there's a little bit of excitement to it.
Yeah, it gets them hot.
So
you're chasing after some Mexican that has a whole handful of tall teas, and you tackle him into a stand, and then all the cashiers get a little spicy.
If retail workers found out the company they work for went out of business, they'd kind of be happy.
But they lose their job. They lose their job.
Yeah.
You don't want to lose your job.
Well, that's the weird part. They'd kind of be happy.
Yeah.
They've always kind of wished their company would go out of business.
So tell us, like, how do you start your job? Like, how did you get into it? Like, what made you get into loss prevention? How long you been doing it?
I kind of got into it by accident. We moved back down to Florida after being up in the Midwest for 5 years. I was looking for a job. I was doing online school for criminal justice, and I figured it might be a good fit. And I jumped in, and I've been doing it about 13 years now, and I love it.
Wow.
Love it. Best job ever.
That's a long time, dude.
So do you work for the specific company, or is it the company outsources your company to do loss prevention?
I'm directly hired by that company, by my company, by the store.
Okay, so it's a division within that store.
Correct, yeah. We're a separate division from the store, but we're part of the store.
Okay, so what is your day-to-day? Are you basically a secret shopper just wandering around the store?
That's what I always want to do. I'd have disguises. I'd have different wigs. I'd have different hats. I'd have different characters that I was going to say waitresses, that the cashiers would get to know. They'd be like, oh, he's doing the old man. I'd come around the corner as the old man, you know.
No, I sit in an office by myself, which I love, and I'm watching screens all day.
Okay, so you're just watching security cameras. And now, what are some of the telltale signs of a shoplifter? Like, for instance...
Oh, I bet you see people kicking poo out of their dresses, too. That's an epidemic. Yeah. Ladies have been kicking...
I've seen it.
Yeah, ladies have been... This is a new thing that I wouldn't know about, but thank God for TikTok. Women, it's an epidemic across North America, are kicking poo out of their dresses.
Yeah. Well,
and then they kick it under a stanchion or under, like, anything. Whatever they can kick it under a car.
Or they're bend over and logorrhea.
Yeah. Logorrhea.
Yeah. But it has to, like, it's harder for men to do because they have pants.
Yeah.
But women in dresses, they just...
you got us with the dress.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, if I wore a dress, I'd be kicking it everywhere.
Well, that's the thing about this job is it's a lesson in human behavior. Not only am I watching shoplifters, I'm watching, like, guys clam slapping their girl or...
Clam slapping? Did you just say clam slapping your girl?
I did.
I've never heard that. I gotta write that down. That's like something my dad would say. Clam slapping.
Yeah.
So.
Or yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Well, I'm just curious. Like, all right, you go in, you sit, and there's a bunch of screens. I've seen the movies. There's like 15 little screens that you're watching, all surveillance cameras.
Yeah. You're like Billy Baldwin in Sliver.
And what are you looking for suspicious behavior? Can you tell if a person walks in and is acting kind of funny, then you just kind of follow that person? Like, I'm sure there's the way standard customers act as opposed to like shoplifters.
You got to be confident.
What's from your experience, what are you looking for?
Well, you're exactly right. I mean, a standard shopper acts pretty normally, but you look for people with, like, big empty bags, or if they're looking up at the ceiling for cameras, if they're looking around to see who's watching them, all sorts of different behavior. The way they're picking up merchandise, there's all sorts of different clues that'll kind of give it away.
Ooh, give me the way that they pick up merchandise. Explain a little more on that.
If you see somebody grabbing merchandise without looking at prices or sizes, or if you see them grab multiples of the same thing, it's a very good possibility they're about to steal it.
Interesting. So in order to steal it, you have to hold it up by the shoulders, look at it, put it on your chest, hold it out again, check the price tag, and then stuff it down your pants.
Pretty much, yeah.
So
Exactly.
when you see someone, and what's the most likely way people steal stuff? Is it down the pants? Is it in an open shopping bag? In your experience, what is it?
That's the crazy thing. Every time I've figured out every way there is to steal, I see something new. A lot of it's like the big open bags or the backpacks, duffel bags, things like that. We've had people come into our store, open up a suitcase from our store, and then load it full of merchandise.
Oh, that's smart.
Oh, that I've seen that with the
Yeah.
that's called buying the Home Depot trash can with the drill bits on the bottom with the two.
Except
but
for they're not,
you
they're
might
not buying the suitcase. They'll just wheel everything out the door.
Yeah, and then okay, so
Yeah.
they'll just literally pack their suitcase filled with stuff and then just leave the store with it.
Those kind of make me sad too,
Exactly.
because sometimes I see the loss prevention person chasing after the suitcase person, and they're like, "Stop, sir, stop!" But they're like, they don't do anything, and I guess they can't. And they're like, "Please stop! For the love of God!
Yeah.
I'll lose my job." It's almost like they're yelling,
So
and the person is confidently just putting the suitcase in their car and then driving away.
What are you allowed to do to prevent the person from stealing stuff, or is it just yelling stop like a nerd?
Most of the time, most companies don't allow you to touch them. I did work with one company once where I was allowed to grab hold of the subject.
What?
Yeah. I ended up going to the ground and running my hands across the pavement. Got real bad nerve damage in my hands. But most companies won't allow you to touch the shoplifters, so you kind of have to bullshit sometimes.
Oh, damn. So you got injured. You messed up your hands going to the ground and pound with somebody. What were they stealing? I hope it's something like a stuffed animal or something that didn't matter.
Nike slides.
Oh, they're good, though. They are. They're good for recovery, those Nike slides. They feel good on my toes.
I also know who stole them.
And if you're playing the stereotype game.
I made America's laugh. So anyway, now I know that when I used to work retail, like I remember the guys that worked up front at Champ Sports took off running after someone and then tried to like get the stuff back, and then he was almost fired by the company for doing that because the company had like a strict policy about not engaging with shoplifters because it's more potential for a lawsuit.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're curb stomping some shoplifter, and now you're in jail.
Well, honestly, it's for the employee themselves because the employee goes to stop a shoplifter and they get hurt and they sue the company, and it's much more likely that the employee will sue than the shoplifter.
Sure.
So they're just like, stop trying to stop this because you're going to sue us, and we're going to have to pay you $800,000 as opposed to $32 in toll tees.
Right. It's a nothing.
So I'm sure you know kind of the back end of the loss prevention where like the companies don't want the litigation more than they care about the actual product, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and in the climate we're in now, the shoplifters, some of them, the professionals, can get a little crazy. I mean, there have been people pepper sprayed. There have been people attacked. So, I mean, the shoplifters get a little rough sometimes. So they definitely don't want the average employee going out there. And even we're limited as to what we can do because of that.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen somebody shoplift?
The weirdest thing I've ever seen somebody shoplift. A big area rug.
How the hell?
I did not expect that answer.
Did they just try to walk out with it?
Absolutely. He put it in the shopping cart and walked out with it, and I approached him. I'm like, "Hey, bud, can I get that rug back?" He goes, "It was an online order." I said, "Yeah, but you don't pick that up off the floor. You pick it up at customer service." He goes, "I'll go get my receipt." I'm like, "Yeah, you do that." And he just ran. I got the merchandise back, and, he took off.
So
it's embarrassing to run away from a rug in a shopping cart. That's on my bingo card. If you are pushing a shopping cart with a rug in it, and then you turn and then you run away from it, that's very embarrassing. That's bad.
So what are you allowed to do when you, obviously you're not...
He's really limited.
Yeah, you're just supposed to confront them, and then if they just ignore you, can you do anything?
You can't clam slap them, I know that.
I cannot clam slap them, no. I can call the cops if they decide to run and then give them as much information as possible.
Can you threaten them?
We do have some different things to try to identify them, which kind of helps.
Can you threaten them? Like, and it'd be cool if you're like, I'm gonna blow your brains out. Like maybe they'll freeze, right? I'm just trying to figure out a way out. I'm trying to use my brains. Like, so the guy's standing there, and I'm like, if you walk out with that rug, I'm gonna blow your brains out.
Now you really have to look at the subject and kind of play mind games with them a little bit. I mean, like the kids, you can kind of verbally insert your will, you know?
Yeah, this is just like Mindhunter, except it's rugs.
Exactly, yeah.
I love it. You have to get into the mind of the man stealing an area rug.
Exactly.
What's the strangest place you found merchandise on a stolen person? In the butt?
I've seen some down the front of the pants, absolutely.
Now, Americus, I don't know if this happens in real life, but I see these videos about loss prevention.
Yeah. You know what? When I set this up, I was wondering who would take it, and that's why we're in business.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them. I mean, there's a surprising amount.
It's almost like a series.
And sometimes there's mother-daughter, and then the mother is fine with it. Yeah. It's crazy. But anyway,
I'm gonna go out on a limb right now and tell you that if I were in loss prevention, if a mother came in and showed the depth of love that she would go for her daughter, I applaud that. That person is a patriot, true blood.
But then the security guy still involves the daughter, so it's like the mom is not even doing.
She's there.
And then it's also like, what's the mom doing? I thought the mom was there to like, I'll take it, so my daughter doesn't have to do it.
But the daughter's like, no, I'll help.
Anyway, so do you think that if you went rogue, Americus, that somehow you could pull what I see in the videos off?
The mom-daughter.
Probably not. I mean, I work for a pretty decent-sized company, so there's a lot of safeguards in place to prevent that.
Victoria's Secret is a big company. And normally it's that, right? Isn't it normally like lingerie? They're like, what's this? What's this?
So how many people, I mean, is it a daily occurrence where you're catching someone? Or
this is where it gets sad.
Or is it a couple times a week? Or what's the rate here?
There could be a slow week and where I don't get anybody, and there could be a week where I catch 10 people. In 2022, I caught 228 people.
That's a lot.
God.
And and then, like, have you ever
repeat offenders? How about that?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. We kind of coordinate with other stores in the area, and we know a lot of the same people.
Yeah, you see that a lot on like the cop shows. You'll see if the Target, let's say Target has a known guy that has a purple backpack. Guaranteed that the cops have already let Old Navy and everybody in Burlington, you know what I mean? They know the guy, and they communicate with each other.
Absolutely.
What do you think the main shoplifter is stealing for? And this may be a stupid question, but like, are they stealing to resell the item for cash or return it? Because I remember when I used to work for Home Depot, they had a policy they no longer do, but like 20 years ago.
Did you just say when I was stealing from Home Depot, they
working?
Had
yeah. Also stealing. But they had a policy where they would take returns without receipts. And and it was like to make it easier, whatever.
No questions asked.
And that offered and then there was a lot of people stealing because it could be fast money, like you're returning stuff for cash. They since changed that, and I imagine now to be able to get cash back, you would need a receipt.
You return one saw blade, you get $40.
So then the only other option is then to sell the item you stole on the market or after for resale or whatever. And I imagine there's only a couple things that would make sense doing that. Like a rug seems like a personal item that you stole for yourself. So do you think
rugs are expensive though?
Is it more stealing the stuff that the people want, or is it stealing to resell for cash for drugs?
The professionals, they're doing it more for resale. Some of them sell it online. Some of them sell it at a flea market. They'll steal a bunch of clothes and sell them at a flea market. Now the druggies, they will steal stuff and then return it for the merchandise credit and either sell it to the online sites or sell it to pawn shops for quarter value.
Gotcha.
Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, there was a guy I knew that used to shoplift a lot and shoplifted enough merchandise to set up multiple hotel rooms with like displays of the stuff he'd stolen, and you could just walk through and peruse it and buy. I mean, the professionals, it's kind of gross when you see them do it. It's crazy.
I remember when I worked for Champ Sports, like every jersey had like a bicycle lock through the armpit and the neck hole, so that because what would happen is they'd get these bags that were laced with like some sort of foil or whatever to prevent the alarms from going off, but they would just take the entire hanger rack of jerseys or whatever and just put it in their bag, like 30 at a time, whatever, and just walk right out. And they just go to place and hit them. And then sometimes the employees would see them, but there was no, you can't do anything. So they just kind of let them walk away with it. But then they started locking stuff up because of that. When some of the professionals, they're stealing huge amounts of stuff and then just walking out, or they're coming in with a group of people and just doing it all at once.
Have you ever had to battle one of those like flash mob deals?
I haven't seen that happen. No, I've dealt with like 5 people at a time, but I've never dealt with a huge group. No.
Mostly men or mostly women?
It's kind of a mix, to tell you the truth. There's no one set, no age group, no gender, no race. It's quite a mix.
If you steal and you're a man, you're no man. Write that down.
Do you? Would it be a better prevention making the cameras like more visible,
make them bigger,
or like on every, because cameras
make them like the cameras of the camerahead guys in Skibbity Toilet. Make them humongous cameras.
Because now security cameras seem cheap, right? Like all video cameras are cheap, and then you could probably put one on every aisle and make it well known to everybody that they're being surveillance.
Well, then the shelves are just robots.
Right. Is there any move to that? Like, I'm sure that companies are trying to, eliminate the human aspect of all this and just make it, just for cost's sake, and make it, totally automated.
Right.
Well, I can tell you that, the particular store that I work at, we have cameras everywhere, and they are pretty visible. So it's no question that we have them. And there's not very many blind spots that I have that I can't see, out in the open sales floor.
But you would think that would stop. But sometimes when I'm in the store, like, I know that you could see the camera, a little, black dome on the thing.
You just don't believe it's a real camera?
No, not even that. But it is kind of if there were big signs and, I guess, maybe your average customer.
The atmosphere, too.
Yeah, your average customer doesn't want to see that.
And then some people say that. There are people that are way more observant and picky than you that'll be like, man, I don't want to shop here. This place is like shopping in a prison.
Yeah.
And that you want it to be a pleasure. That's why shopping is a pleasure. Publix,
it is a fine line, I guess. When I used to work for Home Depot, every year they do their audit, and I remember that they would be happy if they had under $1 million of loss that year or whatever. And then I was like, oh my God, $1 million.
As a young man, that will rattle you.
Of product that is lost.
You're calculating that in.
And that is good. And then so there's so much that is either stolen or lost or damaged or whatever. So in the average store, what's considered a good amount of theft that you would be congratulated on if you hit this threshold?
Well, actually, we just had our inventory, and we were about 68,000 under what our goal was.
Oh, you're doing good.
But,
yeah.
But there's still a ton of theft that still gets by you, and probably hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not here every day, and for everything I see, there's probably 3 things that go out, because there are people that are really good at doing it, and unfortunately, just the way it is.
Well, so here, I'll phrase this question this way. Can you make more money being you for 13 years, or can I make more money stealing stuff from places? What? Who can make more money as a salary? The guy stealing from you, or you working for the company? How do you
I would guess the person stealing, if they're really good at what they do, and they can avoid jail.
So let me ask you a final question. If I wanted to shoplift, give me the best possible chance of not getting caught.
Walk
Because
us
you
through
know it's like asking a prison guard how to escape prison. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you give us some shoplifting tips?
Well, the thing that I've seen the most is people not coming in with their bags, like big bags, evident. They'll have it like tucked in, like a big reusable shopping bag under their clothes.
Yeah.
And they'll pop that out later on. And by the time that they're walking out the door, you don't even see them until they're all the way out the door. I've seen that a couple times.
Okay, so don't bring the empty bag through the front door, because that's a sign that, what does this guy do bringing a bag into the store?
Right.
Exactly.
All right.
What if you carried the bag, you, Tom, and I'm in the bag? Follow me here.
Ocean's 11.
Yeah, so you walk in, and then he's looking at the cameras, and you walk in with the bag. We're gonna throw a medicus for a loop.
Yeah.
You walk in, and he says, "Excuse me." He comes up to me. He's like, "Excuse me, sir." And then I unzip the bag, and I'm like, "What the hell are you looking at?" And then, "Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry." And we're like, "We're gay. This is my husband." Like, whatever, because you can't question that.
Yeah.
If once I say this is my husband, then you look like a horrible person. For you're putting us down for, like, this is the way we like to live.
Or you're in the baby stroller.
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, I've seen
like
that cartoon. Yeah, I'm pushing you.
Wasn't that a Wayans Brothers movie? I like that. Do I get to do little person blackface?
Yeah,
or am I just a white baby? Am I a white baby?
No, full little person blackface.
Okay, little person blackface, and I'm in a stroller.
Yeah, and I'm pushing you.
Yeah,
You have your beard.
And then Americus comes up, and you're, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "What are you looking at?"
You're smoking a cigar.
Yeah. All babies should smoke cigars.
So
It's a great thing.
how much you pull in a year? What are we talking here?
Hitting almost 40.
All right.
No.
You got your own office.
It started out that way. When I first started, I was working part-time, so I was barely, maybe 20.
All right. It is 2024. I don't know if you realize this yet, but the dollar doesn't go as far.
That's Tom's way of saying he's scared for you. He's scared for you.
Yeah. Almost 40. I'm not telling you how to live your life.
There are self-driving cars now, man.
Yeah. Like
Well, luckily, my wife's a nurse, so she's the moneymaker.
I love those nurses.
Yeah.
Love them.
Yeah. Just you have to go. And from what I've seen from like 90s action movies. Most of the security cameras, no one watches them. You have your feet up on the
I'm on Reddit. I'm looking at car parts.
And if you can figure out how to make them loop around, you know what I'm saying, then they don't never
that's
know.
fine.
Yeah. It's an empty parking garage.
We're 60 grand above where we should be.
All right. Well, thanks for doing a weird job. We appreciate it. And good luck with catching the criminals.
Yeah. Get those scumbags.
You got it, guys. I appreciate it. It's a blast.
Thanks for the time, man. Take care. That was our friend Amedicus from his loss prevention job on Weird Job.
So I guess you can't make too much doing that job, because at a certain point the company's like, we're paying you equal what we'd lose. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then it's like, and
I didn't want to say this is not a knock, but I don't think for him especially, I think he'd agree with this.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound that hard for him. And he said he likes it. See, I always love it when someone calls it a weird job. Yeah, the value is when they call in and you say, I don't need to hear anything else. You said 13 years and I love it. Okay, well, we're done here. That's all I needed to hear, because
that's a huge value.
A lot of people. Well, 13 years is a long ass time. Name another person off the top of your head right now that's been at their job for 13 years that loves it. I bet you can't.
Yeah.
Maybe us. I love my job. I mean, but our job's different. I don't ever use ours because it's a weird. It's ultimately weird.
And it's not the same thing every day. It's always different. But yeah, I mean, then I just imagine like most companies. That's like most all these companies are going to self checkout. And I even saw a story about some Walmart lady that got caught, and she was just stealing stuff, tons of things. Yeah. And they have facial recognition technology and stuff now. They do. But they realized, okay, self-checkout is going to cause a lot of theft, right? Because we're going to miss a lot of these, items that people are going to put them in their bag and all this stuff. I mean, think about it. We go to Publix every day and we self-checkout. I mean, if we could steal probably one item a day, one Mountain Dew.
Let's try.
And then over years.
I'll try to steal one Mountain Dew today.
But the company.
Will you get my bag, though, and be like, he's a dumb old idiot? Will you be like, he's just screwing
you
around?
pretend to be my grandpa.
I don't know.
And I'm like, I'm sorry.
We need to flesh out the scenario first because I know you. You'll leave me high and dry. Next thing you know, the cops are coming. I'm in the back of my squad car for one Mountain Dew, and I have it, and you're laughing.
Oh, I'll take off running.
I know you will. I know.
I can run fast too. But
can you run faster than Kirk Cousins? 19 miles an hour. Can you run faster than Kirk Cousins?
I cannot.
Yeah, he did 19 miles an hour. He's running after people. He's mad.
So, but the company is like, okay, we know that a lot of theft is going to happen because of self-checkout, but it saves us money rather than having more employees because those employees end up. It's not even about the wages. It's more about the them getting sued or workman's comp or all the other things that come.
I can't go to self-checkout anymore. I can't do it because, especially if I have alcohol, because it's always the same kid, and he has the magic wand that's connected to all 4 of the self-checkouts.
Yeah.
And you beep your beer or seltzers, and then your thing turns red because it needs attention, and then the judgy kid looks over at you like. You know what I mean? Like he looks over at you like it's you again. You're poison. I'm like, don't look at me. I'm an animal.
He's here all the time.
Yeah, he's here daily.
You know, I just speaking of that, I bought alcohol the other day at Publix, and they carded me.
I got carded too. I think they changed their policy.
And I was like, and somewhat it's flattery because I'm like, oh.
At this point, is it though really?
No, it's not. It's this point, it's a waste of time because
you're
I'm over 21.
You're just doing you're literally just working by the numbers because you're just doing what you're told to do.
Yeah,
with no thought put in, which is fine.
But I think they do have. If the person looks over 35, then. You're fine.
I have a ginormous gray beard sticking out.
Yeah.
I got carded. I got carded over the weekend for a 4-pack of Coors Light, and the kid goes, "ID, please." And I was like, "Oh!" And I always point to my beard. I'm like, "Ah," I always make a joke. I always make a joke.
Yeah, and then the person, what do they type into the system? Because I show them my ID.
It's a mystery. Nobody knows.
And then they're typing into my system. I'm like, are you typing
in
the
just
date?
Them closing out the Reddit screen.
Because I was like, are you typing in my my birth year?
Yeah. But I think they go, like for me, it'd be 06/12/1976.
Yeah, but once you see the 19, do you need to type it into the computer?
I do.
Or is it?
Remember when they would swipe them? Where'd that go?
Yeah.
For
like,
a hot minute, it was like, hey, when you go and get beer, when you go to get your White Claws, and you go to get your craft beers, they're going to say ID, please, and they're not even going to look at it. They're going to take your ID and they're going to swipe it, and then that's how they're going to ID it. That never happened. And nobody's swiping my ID. That doesn't happen.
And then it's like, once you see a 19, it's 2024. Everybody born in the 1900s is over 23 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
they need like a what's that thing you do or like when you're going on trips, like to get you through the normal hustle and bustle. Like Clear was one of them. And what are those things you can like pre-check? TSA pre-check. So this is what they need. They need Publix. If you sell alcohol, you need like a TSA pre-check for alcohol where I'm in the system. I'm known.
Yeah.
And I'll never be carded again.
Yeah.
Because I'm TSA pre-check for alcohol.
And I wonder how much local authority actually still does stings with
I'll make you even more mad. Kids are not drinking because they don't like alcohol. They don't. They're not stealing beer like we did. They don't like it like we do.
Yeah. Like it's a different generation.
They jump out of your car. First of all, kids aren't driving, so they don't have their friend's love truck to drive up to a Winn-Dixie. Kids are not seeing each other physically, so they're not in the truck together. They're digitally. And then your friends aren't jumping out of the truck, running into Winn-Dixie, grabbing Bud Heavy, 2 cases, and running out because they don't drink that crap. They think it tastes like garbage.
They're vaping THC.
Yeah, they are. Or just regular vapes. But they're definitely not into white label Mabel. They don't even like White Claw. Hey, people drinking White Claw. That's an old person drink now. Guess what? Young people are not drinking alcohol, dude. They're just not.
Are local police still sending in decoys to try to buy 12 packs from gas stations?
Yes.
And like busting them?
Yes, but only to be a pain in the ass.
So they're just wasting everybody's time.
I don't think they do that anymore.
Yeah. Because
I don't know if OPD runs a sting operation to track down or like all of these bodegas and little like the mom and pop up here. They're not selling booze to kids because kids don't drink booze. Find me the kids stealing beer. They're not.
Well, not even stealing, but just trying to buy beer underage.
They're not.
Like I remember in the late 90s, there was this quick stop across from Killian High School in Miami. And notoriously, it was famous between, like, around all the kids knew that.
Oh, chat room saying I'm wrong. We have one senior that's drinking in high school. I'm thinking by and large, I don't think they're drinking. I don't see them.
Well, it's definitely less.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I also,
like,
you know what? And here's another
I'm sure
proof.
it happens, but
here's more proof
yeah.
because I'm a small town guy. Used to be able to walk in the woods and you'd see where they had a fire and you'd see cans everywhere because there are teens in the woods drinking. Teens don't drink in the woods anymore. It's not a thing.
Maybe, but it's less. You know,
maybe
like,
out west, but not around here.
Now, you know, people, you know, you're doing what I do when you're like, they don't, like,
It's
they
fun.
do it less.
No, it's fun to you've shown
because
me
people get mad.
You've shown me the error of my ways. I like doing these definitive statements. These are really fun.
Well, people get mad, though.
Kids are not drinking right now. I'm just going to start doing it and see what people say.
But especially like Publix, like I don't think Publix has to worry about the like police stings of like them trying to people trying to check out with beer or whatever. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a giant corporation and they got their things tight. Like back to the Quick Stop. The Quick Stop was knowingly selling beer to minors.
That's why you went there.
Yes, and then all the high school kids across the street would go there and you buy 40s and quarts of quarts. I guess they don't.
We didn't have 40s.
Yeah, no one had 40s.
Yeah,
Georgia did, but it was quarts of OE and special brew and stuff. And like they would just sell it to the kids. And then I can see like the cops busting that, but it's like. You know, that was the late 90s. It's like that ain't happening anymore.
Do you ever get
right?
busted for anything, shoplifting or anything?
No, I didn't shoplift.
You know, I did get busted for I didn't shoplift, but I got busted for a guy in Costco here in Orlando thought that, I think I've told this story before, thought that I had shoplifted some football cards at a Costco. Costco was like one of the only places you could go to as a young man to get, I was like probably 12 or 13, where you could go and you could get the big boxes of football cards, and the ones that I liked were, what was it, Pro something, but they were the NFL football cards, and they'd come in a big like box, and you'd open up like it come in a box of like 40 packs.
Okay, and they sold that at Costco.
And they sold that at Costco. So once I found out they sold these big packs of football cards at Costco, I was like, oh, I got to go there because I was trying to track down some of these cards that were really rare. One of them was a Whitney Houston singing the national anthem card. Still have it. It's awesome. It's her singing the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
and it's just her on the card, but it's worth a lot of money. And then another one was Herschel Walker sitting inside a tire. It was just like him just sitting inside like a car's tire, like giving like thumbs up. I got that one too. I still got all of these. But I'm at the Costco, and I guess the loss prevention guy comes up to me, and he's like, yeah, you need to come with me. You need to come with me. And my parents weren't around, and we didn't have cell phones or anything. So there was no way for me to even let them know like where I was at. But I also was a good kid, and I had this guy that like had on the name tag and the whole nine saying like, "Hey, you're coming with me. You're shoplifting."
Oh, did he take you to the back room? I know what you had to do.
I know.
I know what you had to do.
He took me to the back room.
Yeah.
But then my mom and dad came in, and then I never forget how mad my mom and dad were. And this was one of the first times that I realized that what I did was fine. I went with the guy, and he did work at Costco. But to be alone with another adult that wasn't my mom or dad, without them being there, probably not a good idea. So I remember them giving me a talk about that, and I remember my mom and dad being super pissed at the guy about, like, you're not going to do this, like, with us not being around, like, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And I remember that my dad, like, yelled and screamed at the Costco and, like, threw a big fit. And then I remember us, like, leaving, and then they had, like, the Costco people were apologetic and like gave him a free membership. It was a mess. It was a mess.
Yeah, because I can imagine it may have been like earlier on in their company they were just trying to work it out because they're It'd be you can't take a
No.
underage kid
No.
to do the back room.
But I don't
because-
like,
yeah.
so 76 to 86 would have been 10. So it would have been like 89.
Yeah, yeah,
89,
yeah. It was
89,
different
90,
time.
89, 90
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
is about the time when I would have been like all into football cards. And to the guys, to the guy from Costco, there were like a bunch of people coming in there and stealing the football cards. And they were doing the style where you just grab the big box of them and you stuff it down in your underwear and you just walk out.
Yeah,
And that's what he thought I was doing. Because I'd been over there a lot. I did that thing where, like, for me, I always had like buyer's remorse, or I would really contemplate spending my money on something. So I don't know if you do. I probably still do this now, but I would walk over to the football cards and like look at the ones I wanted, and then I'd have to go walk someplace else and think about, like, do you really want to spend your, $28 on that big box of football cards? Like, is that a waste of money? Could you spend that money on something for your bike? Do you need that? Are you going to be going anywhere that you might want to buy something? Are you sure you want to buy? And then I'd walk back and look at the football cards again. And then I'd walk away and like contemplate it a little bit. You know what I mean? So the guy probably was correct in thinking, well, this guy's been over to the cards like 15 times. He's stealing the cards. So
Do you think that all those football cards he held on to, there's any value whatsoever in them?
some of them have some monetary value. It's not what I thought it was going to be, and I did miss the peak.
And could you, although
There was a peak probably about 10 or 15 years ago.
well, it exploded with COVID again too.
They make but then it settled back down.
Yeah, yeah.
It always happens like that. I mean, they go back up, they go back down, they go back up, they go back down. That sort of a thing. But a lot of the ones that I had, because so many were put out into circulation, they're not worth that much.
Yeah, yeah. And
But I loved collecting them. I mean, like, it was really fun, like, trying to go around and my dad was into it with me, so we'd go to different spots and, try to get the cards we didn't have.
is there any company or anybody that could go through them, see what's valuable, sell them for you,
Yeah.
and then just give you the money? Like, does
There
that
are
exist?
businesses online, they take a percentage
Yeah, yeah.
because they're using their knowledge. It's just like an estate sale that I did for my mom. Same thing. That you give them what you have, they go through everything, and they're bonded and licensed to not lie to you and steal from you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And then they go through it, and then they'll take like 3% or
Yeah,
whatever.
probably, whatever the percentage is.
Yeah.
Is it worth doing that just because they, it's like what?
I don't think mine are worth that much, so I'm kind of holding on to mine for fun.
Okay.
Like, I have like 5 or 6 Joe Montana rookie cards, a bunch of other rookie cards like, who was the guy that was the backup to Bo Jackson? Marcus Allen, Christian Okoye. I've got like a lot of those. It was my era of collecting rookie cards, so I have a ton of those. And some of them are worth like between $70 to $100, which isn't enough money for me to like give it to an estate sale and get money back, but it is enough for me to hold on to it and kind of see where it goes.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It's just like rather keep them
Yeah.
than sell them for a couple $100.
Yeah.
But then it's like you hold them and it's like eventually Maisie's gonna
Oh, she'll just throw them in the trash. Yeah.
throw it straight in
Dump
the
them
trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's how I'm always like hold on to stuff
Yeah.
or just sell it now and enjoy the money, or just even if it's $200.
Well, I guess like in a weird way, because I'm a more emotional person, there's a little bit of value
emotional
in the
value.
dream
Yeah,
of holding
okay.
on to them and then having them go like, oh, well, let's say something happens. Joe Montana's popularity explodes again somehow. I don't know. I don't know what would happen, but, and then that card's worth a little bit more money. I'm
Well,
like,
when he
"Ah!"
dies, eventually.
Have you seen him? He looks amazing. I don't think he's going to die anytime soon.
Well, he'll die. Let me just tell you.
guaranteed.
I guarantee you he will die.
God came to me in a dream and told me
Yeah.
that Joe Montana would die.
I'm not
it's
sure
already
when.
been told. It's already written in the stars. Okay, sorry.
All right. We will see you tomorrow.
Awesome. Was good. He was really good. Let me get a folder. What do you want to go to next?
We could just do Tuesday 1. And then just do voicemail.
Cool. Oh, I gotta make that. I got an 11. Gotta pee real fast too. I do cards now, but it's Madden. So it's the same thing I used to do as a kid.
How's it going, Twitch?
Okay, voicemails for Tuesday. Jive Turkey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, we did have a producer years ago. How you been, man? I haven't seen you on here in a minute. You still streaming? Sam was our producer, but she left about, I don't know, like 3 or 4 months ago to do her own thing. Oh, we did have producer Lee. Yeah, we've had a couple producers. But yeah, it's just us now. All right. We got that done. We should have Jive Turkey come on and talk about submarines again. Remember when we used to do that?
Oh,
that
yeah.
shit was fun. All right, let me get
Forgot about him.
these. Well, it's good to see you, dude. I'm glad you popped in here.
Oh, he's in there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm assuming that's the same guy. Yep, he says, yeah, that's me. Good to see you, dude. Thanks for being here.
What's a new submarine game?
Oh, I bet we got some good ones now. We have to. Virtual submarine. Do they have a submarine game for the Oculus or the Apple Vision Pro? Where you can walk around in a submarine? That might be kind of cool because this would give you that, give you the claustrophobia, make it seem a little more.
Yeah.
Because I've played the games you can play the games online, but if you're not in the thing, it doesn't really feel like it. All right. I will bring us back. How long did we need on this?
It's a start.
Oh, it's a start?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
because we did the Wednesday whole show.
Oh, okay, perfect. Here we go.
So this is just Tuesday 1.
3, 2. Welcome to another Corporate Time with Tom and Dan.
What happened?
I really have fizzled it out. I was going to say welcome back after you had just told me we're starting, and I couldn't get my brain to stop.
That's fine.
That's I'm becoming old. But hey, welcome to the show, everybody, and we're glad to have you here. We're live on Twitch and YouTube, and we'd love for you to go over there, like and subscribe, and watch the video portion of what we do.
Let's do some voicemail.
Yes, sir. Voicemails is what we're going to do now. If you'd like to leave us a voicemail, 1-844-TOMNDAN. That's a little vanity number you can call, or you can get our free app. Everything is on there. All of our content's on there, and you can leave us a voicemail message just like this one right here.
Yo, BDM Neil here. I work at a middle school, so I can attest to the fashion these days. I actually was talking to my coworker because we do like a snack day, which, by the way, question for everybody, because I know we're similar in age. BDMs range from 25 to 50 plus, whatever. I'm 30. I forget, 30 something. 32, I think. Did you have snack time in middle school, or did you just bring a snack and just like eat it whenever you wanted?
That's a great question. Did you have snack time in school?
Not in middle school.
Yeah, we didn't either.
I don't even remember that in elementary school. My kids have snack time, and
so does Maisie. And I'm like, what is snack time? Get to work.
I didn't bring a water to elementary school. You know, like we used a water fountain.
Yeah.
Like a lot of things, like, you know.
The list is never ending.
Yeah. Like it's just society keeps getting more and more pampered, right? And
I mean,
then
you can make an argument for it. Do they do naps?
No, that's one thing that they don't
took
do
away.
now.
They took the nap away.
And then, but I did naps.
I did too.
In kindergarten.
I did too.
There was they turned off the lights. Essentially, I think in the 80s and 90s and even 70s, kindergarten was preschool. Yes, like it was basically just about like a taxpayer paid babysitting.
Like babysitting.
Yeah, like so you let the kids play blocks and you had nap time but now they're learning and they have a curriculum for kindergarten and there's no nap time and any of that, you know.
And then I wasn't
maybe a break time.
I wasn't a school. I wasn't a bring your lunch to school guy.
Oh, you'd always buy it.
And it was because my dad, worked, and so did Mom, but Mom was a teacher. And the last thing I think my mom wanted to do before she went to work as a teacher is make a lunch. So, they would just give me, it was like $1.10, and then I remember I went up to $1.35. I would get a
school lunch.
I would get $1 and a quarter, and I put the dime on top of the quarter, and then I'd take the $1 and wrap my money so it wouldn't jingle in my pocket, so I wouldn't lose. I didn't want to lose that dime. There's nothing would ruin your day more than when you got up there for school lunch and your dime fell out of your pocket. So I had to. I know this sounds like some old man-esque, but seriously, what I would do is I would take the $1, I'd lay the dime on top of the quarter, put the quarter inside the $1, fold the $1 over the quarter, and then crimp the edges over the quarter to hold the money together. Because God forbid, don't take away because you know what my jam was? I like the salad bar with the yeast rolls.
Oh, God.
Those salad bar with those yeast rolls and the ranch. They had good ranch dressing. I'd go every day.
And this is middle school?
It was just middle school and high school.
Okay.
We always had a salad bar. But the thing that you got in the salad bar, and the reason you would get it is because of those damn yeast rolls. They had you'd get 2 yeast rolls with your salad. And they were the best. They're like Parker House rolls. My mouth's watering. They were delicious. Those ladies in the back, I make these damn yeast rolls. They're worth killing people for. They were so good. Those yeast rolls.
I try to get my sons to buy lunch so I don't have to make their lunch every day. They don't want to do it.
Yeah, Maisie doesn't want to do it either.
They for what I don't
She'll
know
do
what
it
the hell.
sometimes. She did it she went through a phase where she did it, but now she likes to bring, a certain thing that she has. And now lately when she goes to dance at night, I have to make her a dinner. So she gets tacos in a bag or taco meat or normally some sort of taco flavored meat with some sort of cheese all over it or with some lettuce, some tomato on it.
Yeah. Eating dinner at work.
Yeah. Like eating at work, like old, what's his name used to do for Orlando City. Who was that guy? He was so addicted to getting the Orlando City franchise off the ground that he'd sleep in his office and eat all of his meals there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Gay for business.
Gay for business. Sometimes you are.
Yeah, and but it's like in any, I guess, NFL coach or whatever the hell you work in that industry, or it is super, high stress, boiler room type of, you're just there all the time. There's no balance in life. But so is he saying now they do snack time in middle school?
I know that, and I know in elementary school where Maisie's at, I know that they do a snack time.
Yeah, but I thought they stopped that in elementary school. I didn't realize it was in middle school.
Yeah,
too.
Apparently it's in middle school too. We never got that. I never had that.
No. I wonder what the purpose of. I guess so. Maybe the kids' behavior is better if low blood sugar or something.
No, that actually makes sense because kids will get grumpy. Imagine some of those kids are going to come from households that may not have food. So and I know that our our teacher has snacks for those kids. Because I pay into that. I'm like, I don't want any kid to not have a snack. So if you need some extra snacks, let's get some snacks. Let's make it happen. Let's try this one right here.
Hey, Tom and Dan. I back when I lived in Orlando 13, 14 years ago, I was going to that at the time, that brand new remodeled Winn-Dixie on 1792 in that kind of Maitlandish area. And I noticed the future host of the afternoon drive show on Real Radio was there. And he was scurrying around like a little mole rat or something. And I saw him, and so I grabbed a box of Captain Crunch cereal. And he was in line at the checkout, and I walked up behind him, and I said, "I'm sorry, sir. Excuse me. I believe you dropped your hat." And I handed him a box of Captain Crunch cereal. And boy, Mr. Egg laughed, and he said, "Oh, you're great. Thank you so much. Made my day." What a doofus.
That is a mean.
Also,
Don't do that to Jimmy.
if you first, your joke is not even funny
You
because
messed the
you handed
joke
him a
up.
cereal.
You got to hand him a hat.
Yeah. If you handed him a hat, it'd be more
Yeah,
funny.
the
but,
joke is Captain Crunch lost his hat.
Yeah. But also, like, what do you mean? It sounded pretty nice for you to
Insulting him.
Yeah, you're insulting him. He's minding his
that's
business.
our friend.
So
I'm gonna have to fight him now, Miss Monster.
I slap that cereal out of your hands if you did that to me.
You've had a lot of listeners come up and insult you, right?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
joking.
I have too.
I'll just take it and be like,
Yeah.
right.
I'll just take it too.
And it's a nothing.
I'm out of that. I used to be in a phase where I'd tell the person off. I don't do it anymore. They'll come and say, "Oh, you are that small." I'm like, "Yes, I am." Like, I just take it now. I take it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
defeated. I'm a broken person.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's fine. I'll just do it.
Stop. Also, who's got the balls to go up to and be like, "Hey, you know what this guy will like? Me effing with him while he's minding his own
There's
business
a
at the
chance he
store."
didn't do it. There's a chance he didn't do that, and that's a lie.
Oh, he just made the story up.
There's a chance.
People do awkward things like that, though, thinking that, like, if you see
Okay,
Jimmy
let's bring it up.
or
Let's
me,
bring it up.
just
Hold
be
on.
like, "Hey, I listen." Like, there's
Go around the corner.
What?
Somebody did this to you yesterday. Somebody sent you a gift-wrapped box of diapers.
No, okay, yeah.
It's the same thing, right? It's just hi, here's an insult. In your face, you big doofus. Right?
Well, he sent that to me, I'm guessing, because of the two Friday free shows
Yeah,
ago.
you
I
pooped your pants.
pooped my pants running. After you listen to the Friday free show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so they sent me this, and then it's like,
It is the
and then
Amazon equivalent of
yeah.
you handing you dropped your hat.
I did, it did take a while opening it, and me and Daniel sit there, and then I opened the gift bag, and then
You were disgusted. Disgusted.
No, I just looked at it and I go, "Oh, it's diapers." I was more like, it's a waste of time
Yeah.
because if the
It was a waste of our time.
If
we
the-
needed that time. We're stretched too thin. We don't have enough help. You and I, we don't know what we're doing. We have a lot of
No,
irons.
I know what we're doing.
A lot
It's
of irons in the fire.
Yeah, there's too much
Well,
to
we
do.
don't know what we're not doing.
Yeah. Well, I know what we're not doing, and it's a lot. But anyway, so like, I understand.
They just want to joke. They just want to play.
Yeah,
want to laugh and
that's
play.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they
And I'm rough with people, so I'll take it. I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah.
anything.
Anything.
Yeah. You can say anything you want.
What if
I'll
I thought
take
you
it.
were shoplifting and I took you to the
So I don't care about the joke. It's just I'm always curious about the motivation of the person that ordered the diapers that sent, because they could get nothing back. We could never have mentioned it. And then they have
No, they didn't care. The minute they hit send on Amazon,
They,
they're like, "Oh, yeah, baby, that's the stuff."
But they listen to the show, so they know it's a nothing to me,
Yeah.
right? So,
But it's not a nothing to them.
yeah, but shouldn't it be? Don't you want to move the needle for the person you're playing a prank on, so that it could be more valuable to you?
I think they think that it's impossible to move your needle. So
then why even do it?
for themselves, it's selfish.
But don't they need my needle moved
No.
for it to be worth
No,
it?
they're done. They know your needle's broken. Yeah, they're like, I'll just go with my needle.
Yeah, but doesn't that take the power away for wasting the money on the diapers and the gift wrap?
I
It's
think
like
just
$32.
slowing you down from being successful is what, like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like just the
Like
idea.
that 5 minutes that it took me to open.
You've been slaving on am I joking? You've been slaving on a promotion in there that you're trying to put together, like working on something like literally hours, just reworking it. That's not right. Delete it. I hear you. That's not right. Rework that, right? Like, that person stole 4 minutes of your time that could not seal the deal on that deal we're trying to seal.
Okay. Yeah.
And the fact that they took 4 minutes of your time, oh, yeah, that's the stuff.
So it's
I
all
think that's
for
what
that,
it is.
just a minor inconvenience, and they get a lot of
I honestly
dopamine
believe
from
it. Yeah,
it.
I
or
think
just
they get a chemical dump
yeah,
for that.
yeah.
And if they're hearing this right now, they might be doing
Oh
it.
yeah, well we gave them too much. We did this on purpose so they actually get some value because of all this.
I
Now
didn't
it's
do
worth
this on
it.
purpose. I'm just trying to explain what we go through on a daily basis.
Yeah. I'm gonna
If
show
you
them.
guys, yeah, go get it. Wait, I think I put my salad in there, so it might don't. Yeah, it's a ginormous mega bag of.
And here's some.
Yeah, I don't want them to think we're lying. And then they bought you some diapers. They're the diapers.
Yeah.
And that was about 4 to 6 minutes of wasted time, and we'll probably lose the client that we're working on, and that's your fault. That's your fault.
So,
That's your fault. Not your fault. I mean the listener that sent that to us. I get a lot of them too, but I think mine are more aggressive. Yours, at least, they send you something that, I mean, you could resell that for $1, I guess. Mine, I'll just be standing somewhere with my daughter, and they're like, hey, midget. Ah. Like, that's what I get.
yeah.
I'll be with my family, and they're look at you, gross, disgusting.
So this has inspired me to, those like.
Are you gonna put the diaper on? Put the diaper on.
Those gay cruise envelopes that you could send someone and they put it on their doorstep.
Like you send an envelope to a person and then it says like your gonorrhea test results. Like those?
Yeah, or like it says
Syphilis,
like
Society of America.
Here's your big gay cruise package that's like addressed to you, whatever.
Welcome butt plug enclosed. I've seen those.
And then you send that, and every time I see the adverts for that on like Facebook or whatever, I'm like,
adverts? What are you, British? You think you're better than me?
Who is going to send this to somebody? But
we've gotten those before. We had a listener send Butler when he worked here because he was a liberal maniac. We had somebody send him a bunch of "you're too woke for the world" dildos. Or something. He was like look at these woke dildos.
No, it was like like dozens
of dildos.
But they were just dildo packages. There were no dildos inside.
Oh yeah, you're right.
They just said
it was just a tube that was supposed to contain a super liberal dildo.
and then it was for your neighbors or someone to see.
Take that.
Yeah. They're like, this guy ordered dildos.
Take that. Put that where the sun don't shine.
It didn't make us laugh. We laughed and laughed.
Butler didn't like it. I think Butler was upset.
Yeah. I think it's more.
He threw them all away. He threw them in the trash.
But that made him mad. So that guy, the person won. I knew who it was.
I know it is. Corey. Hats off to you, Corey. Well done.
It was a client of ours.
It was a client.
Which is kind of weird because it was like a person giving us money is bullying one of our employees.
I have tears coming out of my eyes.
And then he knew. And then I was like, yeah. I'm like, he likes that stuff. He likes doing that, dude. Just let it happen. We need that money.
Holy smokes. God, I needed that. That was a great laugh. I needed a good laugh. That was great.
So, maybe I will start sending the gay cruise. Let's send one to Jimmy right now.
You want me to send Jimmy one?
Yeah.
We used to
let's
do
send
more.
him to Jimmy, Tony Palmiotti.
We used to do more jokes on Jimmy, but he got, and you got a little bit of this. I don't want you to make you mad at me, but
No,
you and
I'm
Jimmy.
already mad.
Okay, that's fair. Then let's keep going. Jimmy and you got I think, in your older age. You're both a little more serious. You're a little serious.
Yeah, I noticed it. Yeah.
Jimmy's very, very, very serious.
Yeah.
I text I text him during a show while he's on the air, like when he gets things wrong.
Oh, he loves that.
He loves that.
Keep doing that.
Yeah, he was talking about fair use for politics, and he was like, well, if we have a presidential candidate on, I guess we got to have the other presidential candidate on. And I was like, dude, I was in mass comm in like 96, they got rid of that.
But also, when you get older,
You
get
forget
into,
things.
Well, you get into politics. You're
Yeah.
watching.
Oh, he loves it. He
You're
loves
in
it.
the news. You love. I'm not into that.
Mm-mm.
But
we're apolitical. That's not our thing.
I got more serious, and I thought about this too because it's all the stupid.
I think
work.
you're watching the life clock. That's the serious I feel from you. I feel like
No.
every minute of every second of every hour, you have the Grim Reaper behind you holding his scythe or whatever that thing is called, and he's like, "Time's almost up."
Yeah. Oh,
and he's
yeah,
chasing you through your life.
Yeah, I get that.
That's what I feel like.
But also, all the stupid working out. You can't be funny and be into working out. I realize that. That's what's ruining everything.
You can't?
No. Like, think about it. Is that guy David Goggins funny at all?
No.
There's nothing
You're
funny
right.
about him. He's never said
Yeah.
anything funny.
You're right.
Right? And so now that's the extreme.
What about Carrot Top?
But you have to turn yourself into a lion if you're gonna do it. So that's my next step.
Oh, I love it. This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Drunken the lion.
Yeah. I just have to turn myself into
That's fair.
a human lion.
Okay, I like that.
And then I'll be funny again. So I'm gonna start
Put him on. Put him on.
with some injections to make my face puffy. That's
You know
what
what
it
you
is.
need? You need some lion injections.
Yeah. All right. We will take a break. We'll be right
yes.
back with more corporate time.
Sorry, I was having fun, and I was just going to keep rolling.
Yeah. No, I just figured we'd break and then come back.
Well, where's this one go?
Tuesday 1.
Take lunch and then come back?
Yep. And then we'll just do the 3 segments when we come back.
Perfect. I got something I want to talk about. Tuesday, 8/27. Andrea just one-upped my knowledge and said, on public broadcasting, you still have to do it.
Oh, really?
Well, remember, she was in charge of that radio station at UCF up until a couple of years ago.
Also, it's like, who's going to get you? The fair use political police?
Right.
It was like, there's no one even monitoring that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I bet you it would be next to impossible to even find who regulated that, or
It would be the opposing side hearing it and wanting and saying, we want to be on too.
Yeah,
That's
but-
the only way it would happen.
But then, what if they said, or what if they just ignored it?
They could ignore you.
What recourse?
I don't
would
know
have?
if you would have any.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
but
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it would happen. That's how it always happened. It's
Yeah,
like, oh, you put them on, and then they gets wind of it, and then they're like, put us on.
But like a rule with no penalty at all.
It's not a rule.
Yeah, it's just then it's just.
Then it's just a recommendation.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah, it's
my
like, we
weed.
strongly recommend you do this. Guys, we're going to go to lunch and chill out. Have a wonderful, wonderful lunch. And we will see you soon. Thanks for hanging